This was an interesting article. By the way, let's welcome Meeghan Black because she's
a tax expert.
Yeah, exactly.
Financial consultant.
She's such a good friend of the show. Hi, Meeghan. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
That she can just sit in the chair and be one of us. And she's been listening for actually a while, right?
Yeah, years. Absolutely.
I remember I was surprised that you were listening to the show. I'm always surprised that anybody listens. Because I don't think I'm like Pierce Brosnan. I don't think that this is.
And you've been on the air how long?
It's total rubbish. I can't stand it. No, but I mean, I have that.
Cashman, who can follow that?
Cashman, but I loved him.
I love him.
And still wish he was on. Anyway, so Meeghan is joining us this morning, visiting because Jody's out for an extra day, and we're going to find out a little bit about her. Meeghan, for those of you who wondered, made a huge quality of life decision just recently prior to the holidays. She shocked the media world in the Pacific Northwest when she announced she was stepping down as the host of the hit show Evening Magazine. Evening Magazine is another thing like James Bond that reinvents itself for every generation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a brand.
It is, and it has to constantly evolve because your audience is constantly changing.
I remember when Grant Goody did a North Bend Secret Service. Remember that? Oh, that was a great Evening Magazine run.
Grant Goody?
Did he do? He did Evening first.
No,
right?
he did Northwest Backroads.
Northwest Backroads. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wasn't
that joke
sure.
Fell flat as a pancake. Thank you, Pedro. We're here all week. I wouldn't listen either. Crap! What a crap sandwich!
I have no idea what they're talking
I
about.
kind of looked at him like, okay, I don't remember it.
So
but
you know what? I'm thinking Curly.
Who was Ebenezer on the show? Like, who are the oldest people on Evening Magazine in Seattle? Who are the?
Well, the original host, Penny Legate and Brian Tracy.
I remember.
Brian now owns Ride the Ducks. And Penny is doing some...
Come on, Brian owns Ride the Ducks?
He's richer than rich. He
Yeah,
is a
no.
rich. Duck magnet.
Brian, he's doing fabulously.
The real Duck Dynasty.
And Penny, of course, is doing tremendous video work over in Africa, and she's doing a lot of humanitarian efforts. Yes, and so she is making a huge contribution to the world.
Okay.
And then there was John Curley.
Who did it for a long time,
Who did
right?
it for, I did like over 10 years. I'm not 100% sure.
Curly's
how
a great
many
guy.
years.
I like him. He's always been good on the show. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I just wish I had like an ounce of the energy that guy does.
He has a lot of energy.
Oh, my Lord.
He's auctioneering now.
Yeah.
And I've seen him raise insane amounts of money for great causes.
He just
He's
doesn't
great
stop. He is the overachiever, uber overachiever.
Is he rich too? Does everyone who leave the show become rich? You see where I'm going with it.
That's where I failed then.
You didn't get rich? You don't have a big stack of evening money?
Yeah.
When's you retire? Last November? Give her a minute, man.
End of November, right.
Give her a couple of minutes.
All right. Curly is on the radio, isn't he still?
He's over at Cairo.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Him.
Not getting rich, by the way. Radio.
No, he's on the radio. It must be hand to mouth for him. Yeah. And Meeghan is doing some projects. One of them is top secret that we're actually working on together.
Yes.
You'll find out about it in several months.
Weeks, actually.
Is it weeks?
It's coming up quickly,
It's coming
Manir.
up fast. And it's I will say it's a humanitarian project. We can say that much. And let's see, what else? So I was going to joke how you're not doing anything, but I actually know you're working pretty hard. What else are you doing? Do you do motivational speaking?
I am doing some public speaking. Actually, I'm doing quite a bit of public speaking, and some of it is motivational. One of my favorite topics right now is reinventing yourself, because that is something that I feel like I have done many times in my television career. I started out as a hard news reporter. I wanted to be the first on the crime scene, the top lead story, and I did that for many years. I was the crime and courts reporter in Wichita, Kansas, back when William Bennett was the drug czar, and they named it Crack Alley. And we had, because all the drug trafficking...
Did you do reports from crack? Did you do reports from dangerous places?
Oh, without a doubt.
Right outside of crack houses with shots ringing out and everything?
We would ride with the cops. It was a crazy time. And we would go in on these drug busts when they're like with the SWAT teams and stuff, and we'd be right there. And they'd be like, blah, 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 with the big old battering ram things, and it was crazy.
Wow. Were you ever nervous?
Oh, my Lord, yes. But I was so excited.
You were so excited.
That's where I wanted to be.
It was a turn on for you, all of this danger.
Totally. It was really good. And then there was a situation where there was a murder in Wichita, and this girl was killed, and her mother was in the back of a police car, and I have got to tell you the sound of this woman in her pain and anguish. And
so then all of a sudden,
yeah. this woman that was killed was 3 months older than I was. And I got to know the mom real well, and it just
it went from being
changed my
exciting,
life.
it changed you. Tell me how what'd you feel?
Because I identified. It was I was young and ambitious, and I thought this is where all the glory was, being on top of it. And then it was like I connected, and I thought, there by the grace of God is my mom.
These are real people, the same as me.
Yeah.
And grieving.
And it was awful. And so I followed that case all throughout its trial until this man was convicted. And then I decided I don't want to do this anymore because there's too much pain. Wow. It
So that's when you said, I want to go to like the Puyallup Fair every year.
Yeah, no, I.
So what turns you off of the scone? Scone holders are like, I can't what? There, but by the grace of God go I. A deep fried stick of butter.
There was a tragic Puyallup Fair fire the other day.
Yeah. Anyway, so my sister got married and pregnant, and I was like, if I miss out on that part of my life, I will never get it back. I can make my career happen anywhere. I mean, I had this thoughts of going national and doing all this, and then I was just like, no, I don't want to live in Kansas. I don't want to live in New York. I don't want to be by myself there.
So how did you choose the Northwest? Or did it choose you?
I'm born here.
Okay, you came back home.
I came back home.
You went for the big TV gig.
Right, and then because when I left Seattle, I wasn't coming back. There was just
there was no choice but coming back to Seattle when you realized your roots.
As soon as I realized that what life really meant, and it took some pretty tragic events, and so then I moved back here.
And you had my dream job when you got back here.
I was meteorology.
Weather, yeah. I mean, that's
that was my reaction to getting off the streets, so to speak.
Let's just do weather. Let's go. But
that's what everyone goes to, right?
They're never leaving the studio.
Out on the streets someday, and they're like, I should go to meteorology school.
All right. Oh, neat. But to be fair, you went to the most depressing weather in the world. You
Doesn't bother me. I mean, to me, what depressing weather is that tornado siren in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I've covered more dead people.
In other words, our weather, even though it's gray and cloudy, is a piece of cake compared to a lot of the world.
Yeah, this is not the crack alley of weather here.
And, born and raised here, it just doesn't. I mean, there are days when you're like, okay, I could use a little break in the sky, but it doesn't bother me at all.
And how's daughter, Erica?
Oh, my Lord. I got to brag a little bit. Can I?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is this a good platform for it?
We brag about our kids all the time on the show.
So I thought I was a pretty good mom and set boundaries. And I got in really early the evening, and I left, and I picked her up from school, and I just we're going to spend the afternoon together, late afternoon, this kind of thing. And
when you were doing evening magazine,
when I was doing evening,
when you were super mom and you were juggling all the career,
and I was
husband and daughter,
family's going to come first no matter what I do, and so.
But you had to slot in first.
Right, well, I had to I portioned off my time, and I got done, and I usually picked up Erica between 4 and 4:30, which I thought was pretty darn good, and we get to spend an hour before Dad comes home. We get our homework done. Well, after I left Evening Magazine, what I discovered was, even though I did set those clear boundaries, I was like, hurry up, honey, we got to go. Hurry up, get your homework done. Dad's coming, we got to go, because my mind never turned off.
You still race.
My mind kept going. Even though I was physically present, I wasn't as emotionally present as I was, as I felt like I was.
Was it hard for you to stop on the treadmill? Was it hard for you to slow down your thinking?
It was for about a month or so, because I was still going. It's kind of like you go on vacation. It takes a couple of days for you really to kind of get into the vacation.
The shooting schedule she had, I mean, you were always running from thing to thing.
It was just what, and the whole day would just fly by. So I was constantly racing. Consequently, I wasn't sleeping. So I was on this treadmill, literally and figuratively. So since I left evening, and I now pick up Erica right after school, we have the time. My mind isn't going. That kid has gone from good grades to outstanding grades.
So it's all due to you.
She hates it's
you
all
hear that, women of America?
It's all due to me not hurrying her,
right,
and allowing her to.
So
breathe.
your more intense but relaxed relationship with her is working out great for her too.
Yes, she made math Olympics, and she says she hates math, but I'm like, hey, wait, you are so good at this. So I got to go.
Did you get the brains from you or Greg? Where did those brains come from?
Oh, my husband is brilliant analytically, and Erica,
she get both of you then.
Yes,
do you sit around? Lisa and I sit around and figure out what did the kid get from each of us. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, A little bit.
Yeah.
She's analytical like her dad. She loves to snuggle up and watch Nova with him. She loves to figure how it's made. Do you guys ever watch How It's Made?
Oh, love How It's Made.
Love How It's Made. So that's Erica's. That she loves that with her dad to do that. And then she kind of has a bit of the ham bone that is me. So
nice balance. Do you guys watch Cosmos yet? Are you into
No.
that? You gotta start watching that new.
What is Cosmos?
Cosmos is the recreation of.
Is it about the magazine Cosmo?
No, no. Carl Sagan did the Cosmos,
Right.
and it's being redone now by the scientist. Eric, help me out.
Yeah,
Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is doing that Cosmos, the history of everything.
Wow.
And it's brilliant. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant.
yeah, no,
You
that
watch
would definitely be.
Oh, she'd love it.
We'll have to find
Absolutely
that
love
as
it.
on Discovery or something.
No, it's it's a Discovery show. They're all on demand now. The first 3 are out. You know, it's literally he starts at this is the Big Bang. This is how stars are made. This is how long the planet's been here. Sorry, Christians, I know it's 7 days and all that, but if you really look at the carbon dating, we're a little older. Blah 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 blah.
Do you watch more television now that you're not on it all the time
I
as
do.
much?
I do.
Have you binge watched any shows?
Oh my gosh. You're gonna make my heart rate go up. Scandal.
Lisa likes that.
I've heard
Scandal.
that's awesome.
Oh, I was the first show I watched. I've never watched. I haven't because I didn't take the time to sit down and watch. Scandal is like the most guilty indulgence. It is so much fun. It is such.
Now I'm going to guess. People do scandalous things.
Yeah, they do. Well, it's about Olivia Pope, and she's a gladiator in Suits, and they have this team, and they fix everybody's problems. So when there's a big scandal, she swoops in and fixes it. Well, she's having an affair with the president of the United States.
The President of the United States?
And they
then
come up with that kind of fantasy crap.
the president's chief of staff is gay, and his husband gets killed, and anyway, it's just the
How
tangled
come
webs
Lisa
we
has
weave.
never asked me to watch this with her?
I know my husband doesn't watch it either, but my
Yeah.
sister and my niece and everybody I tell about, I'm like, you've got to watch this, and you get hooked in an episode.
All right, Scandal. How about the really like the Walking Deads, your Game of Thrones, and your
You know, I
Breaking
haven't
Bads and
started those. We started Breaking Bad. I could not get into it. I don't know what my problem is, but I had a hard time with
You know what
that.
it is? It's back to your
Crack
early.
Alley.
It's Crack
Yeah,
Alley.
I just didn't.
It's when I first started watching it, I thought, oh, I have to quit. I have to turn this off.
Yeah.
Because it is so sad that sort of thing really exists.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you don't need it. You've been there,
no.
done that. Yeah.
Orange is the New Black. Love it. House of Cards. Love it.
Isn't that great?
And now.
So you're not working as hard.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
We just finished the whole Dexter series, just like two.
The whole thing?
We've been watching it slowly, because I was only good for maybe an episode, and then I'd fall asleep. So we just finished that, and I gotta say, I was not happy with the ending. I'm
No.
not sure what I wanted. but I
Terrible
wasn't-
ending to a TV show.
Yeah, I did not like it. So now we're looking for another series. What do you recommend?
Well, there's so much out there right now.
Yeah.
I find myself being frustrated with series that have commercials in them. Even if I can skip through the commercials, I know this is terrible, especially because we're in broadcasting. But I find myself going, because I like The Good Wife, and I think they've done some amazing things. They killed off somebody, and someone spoiled it for me. It's the
Right.
first time I've ever had a spoiler happen to me.
Well, they did it in the previews.
Well, but I mean, I don't usually watch previews.
Yeah.
I skim everything. I don't, time-wise, I'm still on your treadmill.
Right.
And so Lisa and I schedule, like, she will say, are we going to watch a show? I go, yes. And then we'll watch a show, and a commercial will come on, and I'll be skimming the commercial, and she'll walk out to go do something. Like, she has permission to go to the bathroom or do something in the middle. I'm just skimming through the commercial. It's going to be over in 3 seconds.
Hey, sit down.
Come on, come back. Half the
you,
time
man.
I'm saying come back because I only have 44 minutes. But anyway, the shows that you have to skim. So I watched that. I really think that The Good Wife is one of the best modern morality plays out there.
Right.
About surveillance and spying and lawyers and privacy.
I have about 5 episodes taped DVR'd right now of The
Okay,
Good Wife,
so-
and I know that
You already
Will
know
dies
that they kill
because
Will.
I saw it on a preview.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Well, but by now
I
I'm
know,
so
yeah.
mad
I know.
because now
She's out of TV. She doesn't care.
I was
Who knows
5
what,
episodes. I know she's from TV, so
Spoiler
this is
alert,
all
there'll be
old hat.
stones
Are we not
Affair.
supposed to say that? It happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, what
So you're
happens
fair.
is
That's
now
safe,
that
yeah.
now I see all the foreshadowing. I go, they're foreshadowing this, they're foreshadowing that, and it takes the enjoyment because I can't suspend disbelief. But shows, that are worth binge watching now? There's so many of them. Game of Thrones seems to be the hottest one.
And I'm not sure it's my thing, but I think I need to give it a chance.
The show to watch, and and there's no commercials because it's PBS. It's Downton Abbey. If you haven't watched Downton Abbey,
You totally get into that.
oh, it's
Yeah.
good. It's really good.
So is that good enough to be on? I love to watch them on the treadmill. That's my thing. Is I DVR them, watch them when
You're
I'm
still
on
on
the
a treadmill.
I know. Yeah, this one though is literal.
Literal treadmill.
But the weather's nice now, so I like to go outside. But over the winter, it was just like hot. That was the only time I allowed myself to watch these shows is when I jumped on the treadmill. 45 minutes done.
Well, the nice weather. I was walking my dog yesterday, and I was thinking about, I knew you were going to be on, and a thought occurred to me is that the person in your life that's got to have hit a serious trauma point is Cisco, because the weeds are popping up everywhere right now. I mean, when things were dormant, he might not have thought about you that much.
But before you say this, you have to realize that you and Cisco are basically like Popeye and olive oil. I mean, you'll be on forever. They were still running.
They are still running it.
On vacation, you were on the TV constantly.
Really?
Because yes, they're still running Meeghan Black everywhere, and I think that's going to be like. That's your Mickey Mouse.
Dude,
that's your cartoon.
They're perennials, if I may pun a
Yeah,
phrase.
they come up.
there you go.
It's like every year there will be plants.
Yeah.
And weeds.
And guess what? Plants don't change that.
No,
much.
they don't. Which is why we were able to be on the air for over 13 years.
13 years. So
Yeah.
they're not shooting any new ones,
No,
right?
no, we're
You get
not.
some
Which means you're
you get some,
ageless, which is also a dream, right?
You and Lucy, you get some syndication jing off
Yeah,
those?
no.
I mean,
They-
You don't get paid for the reruns of it?
No. See, unlike you, you can't. I mean, local TV, you don't buy the rights to your show. I mean, the TV owns you.
they still run almost live, and that was
Yeah.
I wasn't even old enough to drink when they were making those things. It's
true.
I mean, that was a long time
yeah,
ago.
no, that's local television. You just don't do that.
Do you ever happen on yourself on that show?
I haven't.
Something new happened to my Comcast, and I actually have to find out about this. They started, every time my set comes on now, it defaults to Northwest Cable News. And they run
Interesting.
you a lot on that, I think.
Yes.
And so when my Xbox, the X1 platform box goes off, when it comes on, it starts there, almost as if they bought that as because your TV's got to
Right.
start somewhere.
well,
Right.
can't you set a homepage like you do with when you log on your computer?
I got to look into it. I
Channel-
suspect you can.
Channel 2 is your first channel. There is
Right.
no Channel 1 on any television.
So it opens
I don't
up with
think.
Channel 2 every time.
Yeah,
But it didn't used to do that.
They did not used
Yeah.
to do that. No.
And most televisions, like if it's a cable or something, you have to be on 3 or 2. In our area, it's 3. Like if you want your cable box to work, you put your
TV's on
regular
3.
TV
Yeah.
on
If
3.
you're running it
But
through,
in
it's
a
not
lot
cable
of, lot
ready.
of the world, that is 2. 2 is
No
your
kidding.
default channel.
Anyway, so all right, other stuff you can't tell us that you're doing. You're doing speeches. Are you writing a book?
No, I am not writing a book.
You sound like you're pretty determined about that.
Yeah, yeah, that thought. I don't know. Yeah, that's not something that I is in my realm.
Is
right
that a
now.
not just yet? Yeah.
Well, I'm like, okay, so here's, to be perfectly honest, like, who cares? That's what I'm like, who cares about me?
Right.
What book would I write? That's I don't have that.
Well, the stuff you've learned, like about taking care of your daughter and about raising her and about ways to interact that
And
but
reinventing
you know what?
yourself and all this, but like, really? I don't know.
Life with Cisco.
Yeah,
There's your book.
yeah, it's like the
telling
crazy
you.
things. So I'm not, but I'm working. As I said when I first left, and you guys were gracious enough to have me on, I'm picking projects that are near and dear to my heart. So I'm working with the Seattle Aquarium. I'm actually doing some public speaking, emceeing their events, but we're also shooting some videos for them. Nice. I love their mission, conservation, protecting Puget
So you
Sound.
will be making films with you in them.
Videos that the Seattle Aquarium will be using on their website and pushing
Okay.
out through their social media and using to help further their mission.
Are you
of
in with the
conservation.
fishes, or are you standing next to?
You know, we haven't gotten there yet, but I'm so far
I think
standing
you're
next
thinking
to
of
it.
ED Magazine. I'm with a shark.
Yeah, I know. I like swam with sharks 3 times, so you know
It's nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah. So that kind of stuff. I'm also the Highline Medical Foundation. This fabulous organization raises hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to help build this gem down in the South End. And I've worked with them in the past, and now they want me to, so I'm their keynote speaker next month for their luncheon. And Russell Wilson. I get to moderate a conversation with Russell Wilson for the Northwest Dental Conference.
Oh.
Wow. Is it about his choppers?
Take a bite out of football with Russell Wilson.
He is the keynote speaker, but he
I'm
prefers
talking,
to
those are
do-
teeth. Those are teeth you want
Yeah.
on your board of directors.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they chose him. But they were in talks with him prior to their conference or prior to the Super Bowl, and then he agreed to do it. And he would prefer not to give a speech. He would prefer to do a conversation. And so they asked me because they didn't want it all sports. They wanted somebody who could talk sports, but also community and all that. And so I am so excited.
Now
That's
you're
good.
gonna,
How
you're
do
gonna
you-
get him before he signs his new contract, because I don't think he'll be able to. After he signs his new
Yeah.
deal,
We have a couple years for that.
I can't talk right now.
I know.
How do you prepare for that kind of an interview with Russell Wilson? Do you want to do some different stuff that he's never talked about before?
They're dictating the format. So a lot of the people who are part of the conference will be submitting questions, and hopefully, this is in June, so I would like to get the questions ahead of time and then be able to craft a story, put them in order so that it navigates a conversation, so that we can, number one, learn something about Russell Wilson, because we want something to connect with him and just to entertain and have fun.
I wonder what it's like to be him coming back this year after such an amazing season.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit. Guy can't wait to play football.
He's got the perfect attitude. He's the greatest inspirational figure you could have for a team.
Yep.
He got there with all the right, saying all the right things about just working hard.
doing all the right
and
things.
doing it.
Yeah,
And he
I mean,
seems
living it.
real. It seems genuine and authentic.
Where is he this morning? Children's Hospital.
Right.
Guarantee it's two.
Meeghan Black. Meeghan, it's great to see you.
Thank
Good luck
you.
on all those projects.
Thank you.
And let us know when we can, see new you on anything video.
I will do that.
You can always come here and plug anything.
Thank you. I
Always-
appreciate
and you have
it,
nothing
guys.
to plug today. though.
I don't.
No.
Thanks for having me.
How great her daughter is doing.
Math Olympics.
Proud mom.
Go,
There
Math
you go.
Olympics.
Yeah, awesome.
7:59 coming up.